What's going on, everyone? Back in the shop, back on the LS today. I was going to say working on the LS, but I don't really know how much work I'm going to do on it. It is the weekend before Christmas right now, so whenever you're seeing this video, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you have a great holiday. I would really love to make like a cool, Christmas special video or something, but I mean, just everything that's going on with me right now, just really not in the mood to do anything, including work on the car. I have like zero motivation right now. It is what it is. Once I kind of get out of my current situation and I'm able to like free up some headspace, then we can start being more serious with the car. So it'll be just after Christmas, hopefully. Yeah, today I figure we're probably just gonna go over some of the stuff on the car and talk about some of the plans for the rear end in terms of like how everything's gonna get welded, because I have some ideas and I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do, and if I put it out there, maybe you guys will have some suggestions. And as the car sits right now, I actually grinded down that rear flare so that all the rust was off of it, and then I primed it with this white primer, and then I have it mocked up on the car, just so that you can kind of see a better visual representation of how it's going to look, because it kind of blends in with the panel a little better. It looks fantastic. Check this out. Very excited to see that. Everything is not exactly where I want it yet. I am stoked to see this, just coming together piece by piece, and I know you guys are too. But yeah, let's go take a closer look at the back. There's too many like metal shavings all over the goddamn car. It's a mess. But yeah, you get the point. Blends in a little better there, and it looks sick. Now, I had somebody post a comment in the last video asking if the door is going to open when the flare is on there. Yes, the door is going to open. I've been over this in a bunch of videos, and it's a sedan. It's a VIP car. I would be stupid if I welded the door shut. But yes, this is going to open. The plan is that this line is going to get followed up into the flare just a little bit and then come up nicely right here, and that will allow me to then blend this piece into the door and keep it looking as close to how smooth it's going to be right here. So now, the other interesting news, I would say it's exciting news because it kind of is, but at the same time it's like a little like up in the air, but I sold the wheels. I literally said to myself like a week or so ago, after I had like no bites on them, got the subframe back in, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna hold on to the wheels and we'll literally just keep mocking everything up around them, and if I have to run them for a little bit, I'll do that. I really wasn't that bothered. But then the Facebook ad for the wheels for sale was still up. Somebody messaged me and they were very seriously interested. They made an offer, counter offered, and here we are, the wheels are sold. So they should be gone in the next week or two. And that makes me a little bit nervous because I actually don't have other wheels that I can put on here for the time being. See, I know, much to some of you guys' disappointment, you guys love these wheels, the teledials, the cinema wheels, the rotiform DIAs, if you didn't know. But yeah, I know some people are going to have some questions. Some people are like, what's the point in, you just got these wheels, you haven't even run them on the car yet, why would you sell them, blah, 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 blah. When I first picked up these wheels, the decision was a complete strategic move. I had the VIP modular VXS 310s before. The specs were, they were okay. I had those with spacers on, and they really weren't like anything that aggressive. I knew that once COVID hit, I wanted to do, the high radius because I was going to have all of this time with no shows. And so these wheels came up, somebody listed them in the forums, and the dude went out, bought them on a whim, thinking that, they would fit. After he test fitted them, he realized that, it's going to take a lot more work, a lot more money, a lot more time to make them fit. And so he posted them just asking for trades. I hit him up because, I valued my wheels around the same, and I could tell what it was that he was wanting. He clearly wanted something that was going to fit up without too much work. I knew that my wheels were that. So, yeah, I did some math running the specs on these, kind of measured everything up beforehand, and with the 1-inch flares, I was basically right in the area of where I needed to be to do the high radius. So I was like, okay, if this dude will trade, I can start this process and not have to like spend any money on getting wheels. So hit him up, he was into it, we made the trade, and yeah, I have these wheels. So yeah, I know some of you guys are disappointed because you wanted to see these wheels on this car when it's done, blah, blah, blah. But the plan from the start was never to run these wheels. It literally was not. There was a backup plan that if, you know, I didn't get rid of them or whatever, yeah, I would run them, but I didn't want these wheels, like, period. So yes, I am sorry, they are gonna be going, but the plan next, well, I would love to tell you or hint to you what it is that I'm gonna run. But I'll be honest with you right now, I have absolutely no idea. Looking around at options, kind of going over some ideas, and I got tons of things in my head. I did have a deal pop up for like basically my dream set of wheels. And I'm kind of going back and forth on that because they're not in the condition that I would like them to be in, and the price is not quite right because I'm gonna have to dump a bunch of money into them to get them looking perfect. You know, I'm kind of deciding, and I'm also like on the fence about whether I'm gonna like get some brand new wheels made. Right now, with everything that I have going on in life in general, is not a great idea for me to go and spend like a shit ton of money on, you know, brand new wheels or anything. So I'm trying to do this without spending much more than I got out of these wheels. So it's not that easy, but yeah, right now I am not in a position financially to just like go and spend $6 grand on a set of wheels. And so the sucky thing with these being sold and them getting picked up in maybe like 2 weeks is I need the car back down on the ground, and ideally I need to be able to like move it around a little bit with these wheels on it, because I need to see what's clearing and like where it might hit. I know the front's probably good, but we still haven't driven it with NRCAs on it, so I do want to test that. But the rear mainly, I need to make sure that everything is going to clear and be good, because the last thing I want to do is drop it down on the ground, throw some stockies on it or whatever, drive it around and be like, okay, it's good, weld everything up, and then, you know, it hits when I put a bigger wheel on it and we have to go in, cut everything out, re-weld it. So yeah, I either need to get a new set of wheels in ASAP so that we can, you know, have it down on those wheels and test driving, or these need to stay for a little bit longer, which I don't think is going to happen. So yeah, I'm a little, you know, undecided as to what I'm going to do with that. And so the other thing to talk about with the rear end and clearance is that I'm trying to decide the best option for welding everything up in the rear end. The way that I have everything right now, basically I cut big slits in the top of the wheel well and knocked everything up. You know, I've seen this done a million times over when people do like wide body kits or whatever. And just the way that it is and like how big those gaps are, so much extra material is gonna need to be like welded in there to fill it up. It's not gonna look super clean. It's gonna take a little bit longer. And so I'm actually thinking about cutting all of it out and tubbing the rear end. If anybody has kind of any advice on this or like where to go with that, I'm very interested in it, because it's probably going to make the welding process a lot easier as opposed to like having to fill all of these gaps. Well, actually, instead of me just telling you, why don't I show you what I'm talking about? Okay, you are going to have to excuse that is fucked up currently, but yeah, so as you can see, this is kind of a mess, but pretty much just went in and like barbarically cut these giant slits and hammered everything up super high. And then here I just cut all of this section out because the inside of the door is literally right there. Yeah, there's these gaps. Material is going to need to be added there. This, like up here, you know, you can't weld a gap that's like the size of my fucking finger. So yeah, material is going to need to go in there. Like a lot of these gaps are just way bigger, and it just takes time, adds to the cost. And I'm thinking it would be a lot easier and cleaner if what I did was I literally just went from like here, like where this arch is, this like rear tub, and just cut all of this out. And then just weld a tub in there. Because then all you'd have to do technically is just weld along the back of it and weld along the front of it, and you're good. So yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what direction I can go with that. I'm gonna take some measurements on this, take a look around online and see what size tubs I can buy, because really I don't need like all the fancy racing ones that have like the back wall here and all that. I just need like a piece of metal that is gonna go arching around the top of this. So technically I may not even have to buy tubs, but we are still tubbing the rear end. I just need a piece of material to weld in there, and it'll be super clean that way. It's not gonna be like uneven surfaces like how this is currently. So yeah, that's kind of my idea with it right now. Did a little bit more shaving on the back of this, just to get a slightly better angle and give a little bit more clearance in there. So when I close this, close the fucking door trim there. So when I close it, you have like maximum amount of clearance. So yeah, this is like the inside of the fender well, and then it's kind of flush with the door right here. So that should be good. But yeah, guys, me doing this is not anything new. Like this is not any kind of revelation. High radius and like big flares and stuff, little flares, like weird stuff like this has literally been done in Japan to these cars since like the day they came off the production line. It's nothing new, but there isn't anybody who's like done this in detail on YouTube, at least not that I'm aware of. So I'm glad that I get to like take you guys along with me on this experience. You can kind of see me learning it as I go. I'm definitely not doing everything like the right way, blah, blah, blah. I'm coming into this with zero experience, but I'm just figuring it out on my own, and hopefully it can like inspire some of you guys to maybe think outside the box with your builds or your future builds, doing something a little bit different. You maybe see something about a car in its OEM form that bothers you, like it did with this. You know, the biggest thing for me was that the rear arch sit so much lower than the front, and so you could never get the car to sit, you know, perfectly flat and the fitment match. Just think a little bit differently and creatively as to how you can make it work and flow together. And I mean, for me, I'm building this car like 100% for myself because this is just the way that I wanted it to be. But I'm glad I get to share this, and you know, some of you guys can enjoy it too. And if I can inspire other people to do a similar thing, or you know, just be creative, or like try and do something different, or for the most part, do something that makes you happy, then I'm all for it. So it's worth it in the end. And once this starts getting like welded up and bodywork starts, I think that you guys will actually be able to see what it is that I'm trying to do here. It's really hard to imagine it when it has like just a bunch of like tack welds and janky cuts everywhere. So I managed to find some tubs that are 32 inch by 15, and then they're 9.25, and they're sold in pairs. So those I think would fit really well. They're only 75 bucks. So I may end up doing that. Okay, measurements have been taken, and I have now convinced myself that this is what I'm gonna do. So yeah, I'm gonna just fucking cut the inside of this out, and not gonna cut too much material. I wanna make sure I leave a little bit there so we actually have some, you know, space to weld back onto. But yeah, I'm gonna do this. We'll see like kind of where the wheel gets up, and we can also look in through the trunk and see like if anything is making contact. So that'll actually be super helpful. So the other thing with this is that I'm pretty sure there's like extra pieces of support like above this. All right, well, that has freed up a ton of space. You can see through the trunk now. Let's put the wheel in there, and we'll just see where it goes. Dude, I don't know why, but like cutting my car up is therapy for me. I don't know why I enjoy cutting this thing so much. It's gonna come to a point where there's not a lot more I can cut. So maybe I'll have to get another project that I can just cut apart. Where it's at right now, the sway bar is literally like on the frame. I might have to disconnect that and see if it'll let it go up any further. Okay, so I went through how to pull the back seat out so that I can get to the top of the strut tower. Loosen that off. So then I can adjust the strut to be shorter, and now I think it has made a little bit of difference. I jacked it up without the wheel on it. It looks like it goes up a little bit further, so let's take a look and see. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, it's definitely, it's getting close. I might have to put the spacer on and see where we're at with that, because it looks like it tucks a lot more when the fitment's sunken in a little bit more, but oh yeah, we're getting super close to where that actually needs to be at. Oh, she's on the tire. It's probably as far as she's gonna let me go up, but as you can see, the fitment is, well, I mean, besides the flare like resting on it, it's pretty fire. The tuck actually looks about the same as the front. So yeah, that's roughly where that's going to be at, to be honest with you. Did a little bit of shaving on the flare. I have to show you this. It's going to be a little bit difficult to film because I don't have my tripod, but this is ridiculous. Ready? All right, hopefully I can hold this still enough. Oh, fuck, dude. Oh, it's going to fucking take the flare off. Oh, no, still on there. Holy shit. Boy. We're where we need to be right now. Like, 100%. With that, I'm going to end off this video. Didn't really do a whole lot, just kind of cutting and bullshitting and back and forth, asking myself questions and then just doing shit anyway. That looks sick. I am stoked on that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't grabbed stuff from the Christmas drop yet, please go and do that. There were only 75 shirts and only 35 hoodies. Hoodies are basically gone, but there are still some shirts. Grab them before it is too late. Super sick design. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back in here probably after holidays. I'm going back up to Michigan to see family. So we'll see you soon. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and we'll see you, hopefully not in the new year, hopefully before the new year, but we'll see. Thanks, guys. Bye.